So this is crazy. You guys already see the topic. You see the headline, the title of the video. Before we dive into it, I want to take a quick second to shout out the Real Estate Trappers YouTube channel. That is where I first ran across this clip of Grant Cardone speaking on this topic. So I just want to take a quick second to shout him out. I do follow his channel. He puts out good real estate business content, so y'all check him out, if y'all aren't already familiar. So let's dive right into it. Grant Cardone seems to be at some conference or, whatever the case may be, he's speaking with his audience. And in this clip that's isolated, it basically is, he is explaining to his audience how he would feel less of a man as a father and as a husband if he were reduced to only making $400,000 per year US. Whoa. So I had to do a little bit of research. I had to do a quick Google search because you guys are probably thinking what I'm thinking after you get through the craziness of that statement. Some of you are probably wondering, well, what is the average person making in the United States? And I was curious the same thing. So I have Googled, found some U.S. Census Bureau. You guys let me know in the comments if you find something different or if I'm incorrect. I don't have a problem with that. But the U.S. Census Bureau has the real median income as of 2021 at about $71,000 per year. So that basically means that this gentleman has stated that making half of the real median income in the United States, tens of millions of people's full-time income annually, making half of that per month at about $34,000 per month is toilet tissue, basically. Yeah. So I want to use this not to get on a tangent about Grant Cardone. Personally, I'm aware of who he is. I do think that he has his, he has a strong suit, so he has his levels of value that may be worth learning from, but I'm not a big follower. So this isn't going to be about Grant Cardone. I actually thought this was a phenomenal opportunity to bridge into another conversation around a topic that will help put perspective on how people with his success level get where they are and how they may think, and how we get these crazy centric statements about, how they see money, and also an opportunity to help you, look at economics and finances a little differently and the opportunities in this country, in this economy differently. And hopefully this will help you get to a higher level or a better level, if that's what you're striving for. I do want to take a quick second before we get into my notes that I've outlined here. I did outline some notes. If y'all see me kind of looking off, that's what I'm doing. So just tune in and enjoy. I just want to stay on topic, So before we get into that, I do want to take a quick second because there's a serious side to this that I think won't get much coverage, and I want to touch on it really quickly before we get focused. This is the type of content, what happened with Grant Cardone in this clip. This is the type of content that is contributing to a lot of poor social health, poor mental health around social engagements and, people's social lives, social media in particular. The idea is constantly spreading because we have so many successful people in our economy now. We have so much money circulating that we have a growing party of people who get so successful that the bottom to them is astronomically higher than, a lot of people's ceilings. $400,000 a year would be incredible for 97% of Americans. Like, let's be honest, probably even more than that. This man basically just said that being in the bottom portion of the 1% is BS, basically. And I think that it's important for us to acknowledge people's mental health and, struggles with self-identity. There's a lot of pressure on people who are, stuck in the social media whirlwind around these types of concepts. Me being, a career banker and financial services professional myself, I work with a lot of different clients, and I meet a significant amount of people who are exhausting themselves trying to chase this artificial narrative of what success is in this economy and socially amongst our society. They're going about things horribly wrong because there's this major anxiety to always look successful and to redefine what successful is, like to overinflate it. There are a lot of people in this country who are living off of $40,000, $50,000, or $60,000 a year and doing pretty good for themselves, And the reality of it is, this is going to very much depend on your geography. We're not going to get in the weeds on that, but I just wanted to take a second to clarify. Shout out to all the hardworking people out there. These kind of statements are great for entertainment. They also bridge to some really great conversations like the one we're about to cover now. But I do want to make sure that we are being conscious of how we're digesting this information. Don't let this taint your view of yourself or your loved ones, whoever your providers may be in your life. If it's not yourself, if they're not making 400, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600,000, a million plus a year, it's ruining a lot of people's self-image. It's ruining dating. It's ruining households, all kind of stuff, because these artificial, views around, or subjective views. We're not going to call them artificial. I'm going to correct myself. We'll call them subjective views, are tainting people's perception of their own reality. So I just wanted to get that out, cleared up. So what I want to cover today is going to be how to help you revise how you may be viewing the economy as a whole, your place in the economy, and how understanding and changing your view can actually help you get to these higher levels of success, and how some of these really ultra successful people think about things when they go about launching their careers or businesses or investing. So I did some research. According to Investopedia, as of 2021, there were 22 million millionaires in the United States as of 2021. And that number has been expected to climb in the years to come. As crazy as the economy is, there are more and more millionaires coming to life in the United States. And currently, as of last year, we had 22 million of them, just short of 22 million. And for the first time ever, slightly more than 1% of the adult population is officially in that number. So with that in mind, it's not far-fetched to say that the economy has some great opportunities for many of us in the United States. Obviously, the system is not perfect. Everybody's not going to get a fair chance. That's understood already. But for the most part, many of us are fortunate enough to have a reasonable shot at a good quality of life with effective economic participation. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Some of you may be wondering, what is economic participation? Economic participation, officially as its definition, is economic participation refers to an individual's engagement in work and or education and their access to economic resources as a result of their participation. Since economic participation provides financial help, social benefits, and health benefits, it is central to the well-being of the population. So what does this have to do with increasing your overall net worth? Like, where am I going with this topic, right? Understanding economic participation and understanding your level of economic participation can help illuminate a blueprint for you creating wealth in this system. If you don't have a proper sense of direction, then you're most likely going to get picked up by some other individual or entity and used for their benefit. So basically, as to say, if you're not steering your own ship, the current is going to steer it for you, and it's not going to have much in the way of concern for your growth or your gain. It's not going to really care where you end up. Okay. So you want to put yourself in the driver's seat is the moral of the story. And reframing your thought process, which I'm about to help you do, is going to help you do that. So I'm going to help you get a better understanding of economic participation and help you learn your personal level of economic participation and how you can use this information to hopefully become one of those 22 million millionaires, either in the near future or the later future to come. So before we dive into this content, this is an opportunity for you to support this channel so this channel can keep supporting you. I want you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. We are looking to take this content and build stronger individuals. So stronger individuals can build stronger households. Stronger households can build stronger communities. So I thank you guys for your support. Let's get started. So look at economic participation as your level of involvement in the flow of value in the economy, mainly, okay? There's several different ways you can look at this, but we're gonna focus on it from that perspective. How directly involved are you in the flow of value in the economy? How does that affect the flow of value? How does your personal involvement affect the flow of value? How replaceable are you? What level of risk are you taking? Is it a good time for what you're offering? Your ideals, your talents, or your skill sets? Is it good timing for the industries that you're working in, or the different investments that you're looking to get involved in? Is it good timing? So participation, uniqueness, or how replaceable you are, risk management, timing are going to be your foundation to this construct. This is going to be the outline to your blueprint. This is how you're going to have to measure yourself to better understand why you're getting the results you're getting so far and how to improve those results. Let's consider both ends of the spectrum to paint a better picture. Let's focus on the bottom 10% of those in our economy, economically speaking. In most cases, not all. If they're working at all, they're usually working at a low level of participation doing so. We're talking about minimum wage or entry-level jobs. Typically, they're going to have a lower level of education. In most cases, they're underbanked and have a low borrowing and investing capacity. These individuals and households are often taking more out of the economy than they're contributing to the economy. We're not going to get into the weeds about the circumstances as to why, whether the system is fair or not. This is not a political channel. This is not a political topic at this time. This is strictly from an economic point of view, and these are just the facts. On the contrary, we're going to focus on the most successful people in our economy. In most cases, they're business owners or investors, or they are high-ranking employees, a part of major or at least just significantly successful entities. They often have a moderate to high level of education and have quickly or over time attained a significant level of borrowing and investing capacity. These people also are often at a high level of participation. They're at the center or play some significant role in the value of being transferred in our economy. They are irreplaceable or extremely hard to replace in their roles that they occupy, skills that they have. They are usually taking high-level calculated risk. As to say, they are taking big chances with big ideas with a lot riding on their success. And they are often well-timed in the industries they participate in and the ideas or skills they bring to the marketplace. So as to say, they are bringing their ideas and skills to the economy at a time where these traits can be appreciated the most and can bring the most value to the marketplace. So think about it. The most successful people in our society have provided direct or indirect levels of value to millions of people in a relatively short period of time. So to be honest, we can honestly, count Grant Cardone in that conversation. Hate him or love him, his economic participation has been significant. He's a major proponent providing housing for thousands of people across the United States, job opportunities for hundreds, if not thousands of people across the United States. And with his educational services and trainings, he's now probably reaching tens to hundreds of thousands of people in the education space. So whether you like him or not, the reality of it is he has a major level of economic participation, and he has the wealth to show for it. We also can use Jeff Bezos as an example because, I mean, let's be honest. How many of us aren't using Amazon in our day-to-day lives, whether it be for ourselves or our businesses? I mean, I don't know, like, maybe there's 15 people in a population in the state of Montana or something that, might not make that cut. But the reality of it is the vast majority of us are using Amazon on some level. Shout out to Montana, by the way. Largely the opposite is the case for those who are at the bottom of our economic system. So what we just described about those who are successful is usually the opposite for those who are really struggling and at the bottom of our economic participation level. And I want to make this clear, this conversation is absolutely not an intent to shame anybody who may be considered poor or underclass. It is not to praise the rich. Again, this is not at all political or around a social topic. We're looking at this from a financial point of view. This content is to get you to understand wealth and how it's distributed so you can get more of it. So what is it you need to be doing now that you have a better understanding of how money flows in our economy? Now that you know money chases value, think about that. How do you position yourself to provide more value and be rewarded for doing so? So first off, learn where you are currently, who you are in the grander scheme of this economy. Are you someone who's in the bottom percentile? If so, why? Are you higher up or in the median levels, but still stuck at a lower level than you aspire to be? So why? Assess your value in the marketplace, which leads me to my next tip. Next, you need to assess what skills, ideas, and abilities that you have. Refine them and get them into the marketplace at the highest level possible. How can you solve people's problems? That is probably going to be one of the biggest factors to contributing to the flow of value and money in the economy is solving people's problems. How can you get closer to bigger projects and opportunities and inject yourself into the equation? So instead of maybe being at the entry level and maybe you work at a fast food restaurant or you're working at some local restaurant and your economic contribution is whatever portion of food you delivered that night or, for that shift for 8 to 10 hours. And, those meals contributed to $1,500 or $1,000 at that restaurant that night. When you think about your contribution at that restaurant, yes, you're probably working your ass off. I get it. But the reality of it is, if they were to financially measure out the tables that you serve, you probably may have only directly been in touch with a couple $1,000s worth of food. How can you get yourself in a position where you're at closer to a larger exchanges of money? This is why real estate is so attractive. Do you know how much money and value has to flow through for a house to be constructed, get sale ready, and then be sold to an end user? There are so many moving parts, so many jobs created, so much money flowing from one home being built and sold, just as an example. Consider this while you're investing or when you start investing. When you start investing in the stock market, you're contributing indirect value by taking ownership in and helping to fund a company or company that are out there solving the problems in the world or serving the public. So you're taking a more indirect stance, in contributing to the economy, which can be great if you're doing it, at an effective and a high level. A more direct form of contribution into the economy may be when you're investing in real estate. You are now directly providing housing for someone. And when you're providing housing for an individual or a group of individuals, in either case, whether it's the stock market or the real estate market, you're going to be rewarded proportionally. You can look at the different benefits for these different investment strategies and tell which one is favored by the economy. No matter where you are, it is important that you know that in most cases, the opportunity to elevate is all around you, literally. Be realistic, be optimistic as well. You are capable of great things. You just need to find your place and show the world what you can do. And that's real talk. That's the reality of it. Most of you are capable of amazing things on some level or another, and you can be rewarded handsomely for your efforts if you just position yourself properly. So, I know this content was valuable for you guys, and I truly enjoyed delivering it to you. Please take a moment yet again, like, comment, subscribe. Let's grow together and reach more people. I want you guys to stay focused, stay in motion. See y'all soon.